Oh my god.
What's up, everyone in the chat? As soon as we get sound confirmation from all three of us, we'll get going. If someone wants to do that for us, let us know how we all sound.
Are we all active?
What's good, Deception? You want to help a brother out? Let us know how Panic Mode's volumes are. Same as Hazzles. Oh, Kevin's here. Alright, nice. You can hear us all? No one's a bit more louder than the other?
Yep. We all relatively equal.
I feel like my icon's really appropriate.
Is mine? Oh, I just tuned in. It's Batgirl.
Oh, that's just fun.
Nah, fair. Absolutely fair.
Alright. It seems like we are good to go. Let's get this started. Welcome everyone to episode 30 of the Beast Dance. I'm your host, The Beast. Today I've got some special guests in the way of some fellows from the NRS scene in Melbourne. I'm trying to get them on for a while, and just kind of Easter egg. One of them has been on before in a podcast that actually never happened due to technical difficulties. But say hello to Panic Mode and Hazzles. What's good, guys?
What's up?
Yo, what's up?
Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. Very looking forward to discussing a lot of Mortal Kombat. Just to get us started, as per usual for all the new guests on the show, we just want to do a little bit of a introductory to each of you, how you guys got into the FGC and what games you play. It can be as long or as short as you want. We'll start off with you, Panic Mode.
Hey, so my name's Panic Mode. I joined the NRS scene back when Injustice 1 first came out, and before that I'd never touched a fighting game. It's actually really funny because I picked up the game by accident. I didn't know it was a fighting game. I just thought, oh, cool, superheroes. I like superheroes. And I went to play. I went to play it, and I got really into it. And then I looked up online, and I found out that there were tournaments in my area, and I got involved in that. And I played the most broken character in the game, so it made it really easy to do well.
So did you just gravitate to Batgirl straight away, or?
Yeah, so I played her as soon as she was DLC. So I played her as soon as her DLC launched. Mm-hmm. Like I knew I was going to play Batgirl. So before that, I was playing Killer Frost and Catwoman, and then I played Batgirl, and then when Zatanna dropped, I played Zatanna. And of course, Zatanna is mixed sides were just as stuffed as Batgirl's, except she required meters, so she's balanced. Yeah, and since then, gone on to MKX, Injustice 2, and here we are with MK11.
So I've only heard rumors of how you've done in Injustice because I wasn't around for that portion of the NRS, but it seemed like you did pretty well results-wise, considering, and that's quite an achievement considering that's your first fighting game.
Yeah, so I did pretty well. I mean, again, I played a character who was ridiculously broken, and like looking back, the game was fun, but some of the mechanics are a bit questionable. Mm-hmm. Like the fact that she can get 100% combos is a bit.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she with certain interactables. Have you ever played Injustice 1?
Interactables are unblockable. Is pretty good.
I've watched it, but I've never played it.
The ones that like you can stick a bomb on and they explode, mm-hmm. She can actually dash up and get a launch off a shuriken.
Oh no!
And then, so if you have like 2 bars and you're on the right stage, that's minimum 80%, and you can convert to 100 if you're lucky enough. So, jeez. So like, I mean, I did pretty well in Injustice, and Mortal Kombat X. I mean, I was okay. I never really did exceptionally at Mortal Kombat X and Injustice as well. Injustice 2, like I haven't had the time to dedicate to the game. That's not to say that I don't absolutely love them. Like I love playing them. I really enjoy it. I think it's super fun. It's just I don't have the time.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I'm trying to change that for MK11 though, because really excited about this game.
Nice, good to hear. Hazzles, can we get your origin story, please?
Origin story, superhero origin story. So unlike Josh, actually, I was first introduced to fighting games by my dad in an arcade. but I never understood the concept of actually, technicality or anything. It was just like whoever can throw the most fireballs,
Mm-hmm.
And so for the longest time, I would catch up and buy every single fighting game, and it would just go straight into the cupboard. Like between me and my friends, we'd just be sitting on the couch, like whoever can throw the most fireballs would win the game. Eventually, it got to MKX, and I was like, you know what? I can throw a damn well lot of fireballs. So I'm gonna see if there's anybody else in Melbourne who can throw as many fireballs as I can, because clearly I'm the best at it. So my first tournament was BAM. And guess what?
Oh, wow.
And guess what happened? I went 0-2,
Uh-huh.
and it was to Noli. Shout outs to Noli, who actually just like broke my dreams. I didn't get a hit in because I like conceptually we didn't understand what blocking was, right? Like it was just like, oh yeah, just throw fireballs. Whoever sends the life bar down to 0 wins.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sure
and-
enough, I was pretty down on I was pretty down on it. And then Edison, again, shout out to Edison, like the coolest dude in the world, comes up to me and goes, "Yo, hold up, I'm having casuals at my house, my apartment. You should come along, and if you really want to level up." I'm like, "Oh, this guy sounds legit." And everybody's going, so that happened for the first time, and then the bug bit me.
Mhm.
It was just that constant like, all right, okay, what else can I learn? What else can I learn? Eventually, like, for the longest time, I'd keep losing in Rambat, and then eventually you get your first official win. Like, you didn't just like go 0-2, you go 1-2 this time,
Mhm.
and you're like, holy shit, the bug bit even harder, and then it just snowballed, and eventually we're just here.
Nice. Yeah, that's the case for pretty much anyone who goes from like casual fighting gamer to like, all right, let's take this to the next level. It takes a while. Like Kevin detailed on the earlier podcast, I transitioned from like new player to like semi-new.
Yeah, yeah, and like you can read all you want, and you can like spend all the time in practice mode you want, but the reality is you have to play people, and you have to kind of play people in person as well. So, I mean, it's all like it's all great to get in the game and be like, oh, I want to get better, but if you're not going to attend events, if you're not going to put in the work and come to things, you're not going to get better, and you're just going to sit at that like semi-new. I'm not bad at the game. I'm not exactly good at the game level.
Yeah.
Also, losing helps with getting better. Weirdly enough, right? If you keep winning and you like in and amongst your friends who don't know anything about the game, if you're constantly winning, you don't feel like you're not actually getting better because you don't feel as if you need to improve.
Yeah,
so when
I mean,
finally face up to someone who's like, oh, okay, you just got mobbed. You're like, oh well, okay, now I got to adjust to beat this guy. And that's when it just like progresses more and more and more and more eventually into somewhat a decent player.
Yeah, like I agree losing can be beneficial, but I think there's a right way to lose and a wrong way to lose. Like if you're getting absolutely mobbed by someone who's clearly better than you, and you're not asking like, hey, what do I need to do? And you don't know the matchup, and you're just losing to gimmicks that you shouldn't be. I mean, you're not really going to learn anything from that loss. You have to like step back, take a deep breath, look at the screen and be like, why am I losing? What is it? How am I being outplayed? Am I losing the neutral? Am I just not getting my punishes? Am I dropping my combos? Like, am I getting zoned out? Do I not have an approach option? How do I improve myself? And if you kind of go on autopilot and just, click rematch and try and, go back into the game and you're not thinking about the adjustments you can make, you will just keep on losing. And that's not, like, even though losing can be beneficial in terms of improving your game, if you're not going to take the lessons from your losing, then it's just a waste of time.
Yeah.
I think in an environment where like the newer player, the less experienced player clearly wants to learn, the onus can be on both people, because like even if you're like 2-3 levels above the person you're playing with, like you can play in a manner that will help them realize like what they're doing wrong.
I completely agree with that too.
Yeah, like if you notice that they can't block a string, you can either tell them this is how you block the string, but like if you're going to keep on playing them and you're just going to keep on using the same string and they're not going to know how to block it, then like they're not going to learn anything from that.
It's not going to get any easier for them, and it's not going to get any more fun for you. So.
Yeah, here we are, boys. We are officially in MK11 era. Week
Finally.
one. Did you guys play the beta at all?
Oh,
I did. Yeah.
I can say. Well, okay. To be fair, when I say played the beta, as in installed the beta, loaded it up, tried the trial once, and then turned it off and then uninstalled it. Yeah, I played the beta.
I played. Interestingly enough, I played Jade in the beta. No surprises there.
Yep.
Of course you did.
But I mean, she didn't click with me, and I thought like, this isn't as like this game looks amazing. It looks
like,
nice.
God, what the hell?
But I didn't have a passion for the game, and then of course, as soon as Jackie came out, I was like, yeah, that's who I'm gonna play.
Yeah, I think I was exactly the same, and that's sort of the reason why I sort of kept quiet throughout the reveal / trailer / teaser period of the game. It was just like I mentally sort of conditioned myself to think I'm not excited, and it coincided really well because the character that I was waiting for was Devora, and she was spoiled last. So literally, I don't know, literally Lady Luck was on my side, and I just spent the whole time not really half caring, half not caring about the game. And then when it finally arrived, I was like, oh shit, it's here, dog. Like, man. And Devora's here, and she looks great.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
great.
the way, like, if you're a Mortal Kombat player specifically, because one thing I've learned during my time in the NRS FGC is that, you know, people are either Mortal Kombat, like, it's, no, people aren't necessarily players of both games or fans of both games. So, and I think there was a bigger player base than fans for Mortal Kombat. So, like, the wait was actually excruciating for a lot of players.
It's not to say that I didn't love Injustice.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I love.
No.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the only person in the world who liked Injustice.
Like I liked Injustice. I liked the story. I liked the characters. I liked some of the mechanics. It was just like, of course, I played the most boring character ever in the game. But she's Starfire. Like, I have to play Starfire. Like, I don't have a choice. Like if Batgirl was in the game and she was like low tier trash, I'd still play her because, you know, she's Batgirl. I have to play Batgirl.
Yeah, I think it's just more love. I think it's just more love for the comic book character and the comic book nature of it that I've got anyway. Like me personally, I prefer. I'm a very comic booky person, so.
But I'm in the same boat with Harold. I try to avoid as much like footage with Mortal Kombat 11 leading up to its release as much as possible. I would not check trailers. I would not check spoilers. I know there are heaps of leaks. I try to avoid that as much as possible. Just leading up to it, I had like a vague idea with who I wanted to play. I was settling on Kano, Kotal Khan. And when Shao Kahn got announced, I'm like, okay, he's a big body. I got to try him.
Yeah, I feel like we all had the ones we were like eyeing out, and then I feel like all of that just got like thrown in the bin.
Well, yes and no. Like, shout out to NetherRealm because they do a good job of making you want to play like the entire roster.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I wanted to bring that up as well. Like how just visually speaking, you just want to play everyone. Everyone looks great. Like Frost, I love that. Like as much as I hate Frost, and I don't think she's mechanically like suit for me. Like her design is stupid good looking. Like Shao looks great. The sound quality whenever Shao hits you.
Yes. It's everything making me stay with him.
Like your head shakes, dude. Like it's like the ground shakes beneath you whenever he throws a punch. It's like that is so cool. Like it's every character just looks great.
And like their looks and their personalities really come through as well. Like you think about Cassie as a character, and in MKX she didn't really have any substance. And as you go through story mode, I won't spoil story, but as you go through story mode in MK11, and you like look at her character intros, you can really like feel that she's her own separate character. She's not just sass.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, you keep going, Josh.
The same thing for Jackie as well, because of course the biggest criticism for Jackie was that she was the most bland cookie cutter character possible in Mortal Kombat X, and of course I did not think that, but I have received that feedback from several individuals. But I think they really improved her personality. She's not just female Jax. She's like her own character.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's weird? Like, having played the previous MKs, I would never like Johnny Cage, and this game actually made me like Johnny Cage. And I thought, like, it's crazy. Like, the first character I literally gravitated towards. It was like a snap, because I didn't like the way Devora played. Weirdly enough, I didn't like the way Devora played. So I was like, I played through the story, and literally the first character I gravitated toward was Johnny, and I never thought that would happen. Like, holy crap! All along, this person was like the coolest person, and being like introduced to the dynamic of old Johnny versus young Johnny, that was great. I love that.
Yeah. Like Josh said, like I'll avoid from mentioning any spoilers, but the story does a really good job of shining out the personality of the individual characters. It just made me want to. Okay, I see what this person is, because I'm the type of player that will pick a character not only based on like mechanics, but like their personality and like everything they have to offer, and that was really highlighted in the story. So I'm like, okay, I'm definitely gonna give this person a try. Shout outs to NRS, just because when it comes to fighting games, like story is never like a priority for me. But I think like Mortal Kombat is the exception. It has a stellar story mode. Definitely check it out if you haven't.
Yeah. Although I must say, the direction in which they took it, again, like the two have previously said, I'm not spoiling anything, but they've kind of given themselves permission to tell us the same story over and over and over again. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the way that the story ends, and it's like,
I see what you're saying.
You did that. You did that.
I see what you're saying. Even still, there were moments where that was just heavily enthralled. I'm just like, oh my god, what is actually going on?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got to admit, guys, I actually broke. I broke before the game was released, and I had to look at the story mode. So I found YouTube videos, and I started watching through, and I got about halfway through the story mode, about an hour and a half, 2 hours in, of people uploading videos, and then the uploader was banned from YouTube, and I was like, no.
You're gonna have to wait.
Suffer.
You're gonna have to wait. So it's week 1. Obviously it's still week 1. It's still super early, but what are some of the changes from the previous iteration that you guys are fond of?
Josh,
I like the splitting of the stamina, and I like not having run.
Yes.
So, like, having played a character whose only option to get in was run, and she ran like like a meth addict.
That's actually true, though. Hold on. That's actually...
No, she just, like, it was almost like a teleport. She was just like running across the screen like a meth addict really fast. So, having played a character who basically relied on that mechanic, I didn't think I would like not having it, but I think being able to cancel your dashes and the more range on normals that a lot of characters have has made it easier to play neutral in an effective way. So it's not just I'm like half screen now, you can't see me, look, I ran in. It's you have to actually think about that. And I think by splitting the defensive and offensive meters, you can go for your full combos, you can go for your hard punishes, and then not worry like, oh crud, I'm on the floor now. Looks like I won't be doing it. It looks like, I'm going to block these next 6 mix-ups. You have wake-up options. You can wake up throw, you can wake up roll, you can delay wake-up. Like, they're not strong options, but they're still, like, there.
Yep.
On that note, I was going to say the X-ray menu, the fatal blow, excuse me, the fatal blow, I like that it's completely separate from any of the meters. So we get to see that extra animation a lot more, even in competitive, especially in competitive, like, videos / streams. You'll actually see the fatal blow come out, as opposed to MKX, where like people would be crazy to be using their X-ray. You know what I mean?
I mean, I use my X-ray at like every second game as Jackie.
Yeah. Well,
I think it was character dependent. Like, maybe Jackie, Devora, you'd see a lot more than most others. But I agree. Especially because they're visually and you see them, but not like overabundance, because obviously it's limited to one use per set. I mean, per game. So it's a very nice addition. I like that the neutral is a lot more of a factor. One thing I'm not fond of, this might just be me, maybe it's a few other people, is breakaways. It's just like
Yeah.
you have to make that read on whether someone's gonna break away. If not, depending on your character and the your combo route, you get punished. It's just I'm not a fan of that mechanic, but you know, new game.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, I think a breaker is needed. I think it was just like I think it's definitely very individual as to whether or not you like the fact that it can continue. It's basically armor, right? You like fall out with armor.
Yeah.
As opposed to the old breaker system where it would literally make an explosion and you'd both be separated. So
Yeah, but like it annoys me. Like you could be playing, say for instance, Frost. When you end combos in like back 1-2, back forward 4.
Yeah.
You could be doing back 1-2 is like a headbutt. You could end combos in your...
imagine it. Continue.
That move has so much recovery that if you break out of that, you get to punish her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you get to punish her because you got comboed. Like,
that's
well, admittedly, like to be fair on the breakaway system, using the 2 bars you've got means you have no wake up, you have no tech roll, you have no you've got no other defensive options. So while you did get that punish, however damaging that may be, like if you get knocked down again, that's it. You're eating whatever's coming next. So I think there's a trade-off. Like sure, the breakaway could be strong, but like you're giving up other options.
There is a trade-off, but I don't know. I'm trying to offensive and defensive media build up the same rate, don't they?
I think it builds up slower after a breakaway.
Okay.
Yeah, I think defensive is a little bit slower.
Okay.
That's been my observation. So like after a break, it takes forever.
That's how it feels anyway.
Because
I'm just like, oh man, I can't break away again.
Yeah, it does take a while because I was trying to remember how many instances you had to combo break in Mortal Kombat X. It was all 3 bars, wasn't it?
It was all 3 bars.
Yeah.
No, it was 2 bars.
Oh, 2 bars.
2 bars for combo breaker.
So you could essentially, given the right circumstances, break twice in a round.
No, but because it took stamina as well.
Oh, yeah.
So
well,
you could.
I mean, stamina regenerated pretty quickly.
Yeah,
yes, but it regenerated slower after a breaker.
Ah, right, of course.
Yeah. And it took both people's stamina as well.
Yeah, it did actually. That was so bad. Like you'd be playing Devora with run cancel, or any character with run cancels really, and then they'd break, and you get your offense stripped essentially.
Yeah, I was not a fan of that.
Well, I mean, the reason they did that, of course, was because the game was so hyper offensive. The issue was that you break her, and then you'd have no stamina to backdash, you'd have no stamina to offense, and your opponent would just run in hyper offense, and you've got no options. So they're like, what was the point in your breaker?
Sure.
So I think.
You know what else I do like about this game though? I think that I think it's usually it's lazy, but it's common that characters essentially work the same. I think the fact that all of the characters run very differently to their counterparts in MKX, I think is really, really good. Like especially characters like Aaron Black, for example. I mean, like some of the stuff is there, the gunplay and all that sort of stuff, and that really big boot that everybody hates. But like I feel like all the other characters, you know, like just because you were this main doesn't mean you will be that main here.
That's very true. I mean, you know, certain characters have little odes to their previous iterations.
Exactly, yeah.
But
like an ode, yeah.
But that's pretty much it. Most characters are completely new in their concept and their moveset. I thought I'd be playing Kodal straight away, but just I don't see anything that makes me want to play him just yet.
Yeah. I mean, just look at Scorpion. This Scorpion is probably the best Scorpion's ever been. I mean, outside of pure 50-50, this Scorpion's completely different. This is a neutral Scorpion.
Yeah, no, no, do you mean best competitively or just best looking? Because our best looking, I agree, 100%. Competitively,
best looking, I wouldn't say. Well, I mean, you know what? I'll say it. Best competitively, I think. I think he's the most interesting to watch.
I think it'll remain to be seen. I've tuned into a lot of events that have happened internationally just to see what characters are doing well, who people are picking up, and still, I've seen Scorpion do well in a couple of events, but still, I think it's too. No, it's not that it's too early to tell, but we need to have it fleshed out a bit more.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how much does Scorpion appear in competitive MKX though?
Hellfire was quite cool.
Yeah, Hellfire was quite good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that. Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was
I
the
didn't
good.
see it
That
much.
was the
Yeah,
go-to.
I rest my case. I rest my case.
And were you guys surprised? Obviously, I'm not sure how much you guys dabbled with Misery Scorpion in the beta, but that Misery Blades wasn't part of the tournament.
I have something to say about that variation choice. I think that's so poorly done. It's not even funny.
Really?
It's yeah. I think
you mean that tool set, Misery Blades?
No. No, I love Misery Blade. I think Misery Blade's an amazing tool set. I think the way that they've done the variation system and just gone,
Just in general. Oh, just in general. Okay.
Yeah, like the presets they've chosen, or at the very least sticking to presets, I think is a mistake. Like, you've basically advertised, and I think this will lead on to the cosmetic part, but you've basically advertised that we can play these characters however we want. Like, right from the get-go, every character is shown in the trailer with their entire moveset. Like, outside of tournament variation, like literally everything. Scorpion was shown with Misery Blade, etc., etc.
Yep.
I think the fact that they've gone, oh yeah, BT dubs, all you tournament players can only play this. I think that's like, then why give us any of these cool, flashy move sets and lists and you know? I feel like it's just crapping on, like, I have not touched a non-tournament move since I played the game.
100%. I stated that earlier. Like, since this game has dropped, it's actually sad because there are more skill sets that are not available to you tournament wise than there are. And it's just
exactly.
like it's just sad because we are tournament players and just like there's really no point dabbling in skill sets that you're not gonna use.
Exactly. And like I don't understand why it couldn't have just been, hey, here at the beginning of every tournament, pick your character, pick your abilities, go for it. You know, like I don't see why it had to be like, oh, by the way, it has to be Reborn and Searing Rage. Which another thing, by the way, is that because of the two variation thing, one of the two variations is usually really, really bad, or at the very least not as strong as the other. So it's like, really, each character has one variation, which makes it even worse because MKX, like, some characters had 3 viable variations. And you're like,
the only character I've noticed who both of her variations are good is Sonya.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Like, I just they could have done that a lot better.
Yeah,
but Jackie's like next gen variation where she shoots these freaking plasma balls that you can't choose the arc, you can't choose the distance. They're not safe on block. There's a massive gap between the meter burn, so you can always punish it. It's just like, why? And then you give it Tech Dome. Like, what?
I mean, a lot of characters are like that. Scorpion essentially has one variation. Sub-Zero's both are usable.
Doesn't Scorpion get teleport cancels on the other one?
Yeah, but why would you teleport cancel for 1 bar?
They're very strong. I was watching
teleport canceling for a stamina bar is fair, like back in MKX. But for a bar of meter that you can use to convert,
isn't it a bar?
No, it's defensive meter.
Yeah,
isn't it a bar of defensive meter?
I think
it regenerates pretty quickly.
Yeah, but still, it's just, I don't know.
I see what Hazzles.
Air grab that you can't do off a jump kick.
Yeah, I see.
Like, I mean, it's pretty much a joke.
Yeah, 100%. Like, especially that air grab, because I messed with it during the beta. I'm like, okay, this looks good. Then I messed with it and realized that, okay, there's no viable way to connect
to
this.
actually do it. Yeah.
Except up a jump kick. But why would you? And why would you when you can just go to EX teleport?
Yeah.
It's just a shame.
I mean, moving on to things that are a shame. Abby.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna say if you wanted to do like a segue into the crypt and cosmetics.
Feel free to take the lead, dude. Feel free to take the lead.
Nah, it's just okay, all right. This is maddening. You create such an amazing crypt for the first time, you give all your players like a character to like walk around Shang Tsung's island. We literally get to walk around Shang Tsung's island.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like you explore and then you open a chest and you get an icon. An icon that sits on top of the variations that you choose. What? What happened? What? Is anyone else like? Cause like when the game first came, admittedly, the most recent patch, the one that happened like hours ago, that gave us that little gift. Mind you, I've something to say about that as well.
Yeah.
Like that helped a little bit. That the change helped. But it used to be before that you'd grind to 20,000 coins, which by the way is not easy. 20,000 coins is like 5 AI matches, which is more grindy than it sounds. And then you get to the crypt and you open one 15,000 coin chest, and you get concept. Yo, that is legitimately feels bad. That is feels bad, man, right there.
I mean, I'll be 100% honest. We were talking about this earlier. I haven't even opened the crypt. I haven't even finished story mode. So, like...
Yeah, well, but I guess there's two types of players, right? The one who goes straight into the crypt and the one who avoids it completely.
All right, let me paint it for you this way, Josh. Look, imagine you have all these fatalities and brutalities for Jackie that you would love to do. You would love to that you would love to like do in an actual match, but hang on, you can't because you have to go unlock them. All right, it'd be fine if you can go to a specific chest that is for Jackie, but no, it's all random. So it could be a month from now, and you still haven't unlocked, her brutalities.
Like,
and I'm just,
oh jeez.
Yeah.
12 comes back, still haven't got fucking.
I thought the heart chests weren't randomized though.
No, okay, the heart. No.
That's even worse.
The Shao Kahn chests where you get character specific stuff, they aren't randomized. So there's actually a few guides online where if you want something specific to one character, you can go to that location. Almost everything else is randomized, and it's just when am I getting Shao Kahn's second fatality? I've been playing all week.
So to try and remedy this problem, they gave us like a gift, which is like 500,000 coins, blah blah blah, 1,000 hearts, so something along those lines, right? So literally, I was explaining to these two just before that those 500,000 coins, I went to my crypt and I just started opening chests like a crazy madman.
I did
and
the
I
same.
mained Sonya. Out of that 500,000 coins that I spent, I got an icon for Sonya. I got something else for every character, sure, but not the one that I actually play.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
It's random. You got unlucky.
Yeah, I understand they didn't want to go the route of like, paying actual money to get like unlockables in this game.
But I mean, you can.
You can't though.
No, you can use the time crystals. You can pay money for time crystals and use that to buy skins.
Yes, but the skins
but actual like like the fatals and whatnot, the actual unlockables you want.
Oh yeah, of course.
See, the thing is that I understand them not going that route, but I'm just like I haven't got time to grind. I will gladly pay like $60 right? just to unlock everything. I would gladly pay that much. That's what I did.
It was like $40. I might pay it.
Yeah, I mean, like, and some of these, like, it would be cool if you hit upon a skin and it was different skin every time. Some of these skins are literally just a different shade of red.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Although,
what?
have you seen Jackie's pride jacket?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
I'm all about that jacket. I feel like 16-bit on stream, like. Look at that jacket.
Yeah, I saw that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure Josh is defaulting this costume.
Yeah, but I mean, like, imagine. Okay. How about this, Josh? Then imagine unlocking that exact costume, but a shade of blue.
I mean, I'd still be hyped about that.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? Like, it's.
I know exactly what you mean. It's just it doesn't bother me as much as it bothers you.
Yeah, well. I don't know. I feel like promising your players like, oh, you can play the character you want to play, which was the same promise in Injustice, which by the way was actually executed well.
No.
So, yeah, I think so. I think getting loot boxes at the end of every game, not just
Oh no, I think the gear was fine. I think linking moves to gear was
Oh,
not.
that was trash. That was trash.
And having
But
to
yeah,
unlock the moves, like what the hell? What the hell was that?
I think the crypt should have just been, here are all the skins and all the skin colors, and you can go into the crypt and loot for the gear. So you know those little individual pieces of gear that make the character unique, like the
Mhm.
sunnies for Johnny Cage, or the boxing gloves for, I don't know, whoever. Like that should be what's like, all right, we'll loot box for those.
Yeah.
But for the colors of skin, like the different clothing items that they wear, that should just be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go to this exact location in the crypt because someone else found it
Mhm.
and find it. You know what I mean? That way, like if you want to find that, you go and find it. Instead of here grind 30,000 hours and you may not even get it.
Yeah. I mean, character specific stuff should be prevalent in the crypt, like to a degree. I mean, like I have all these brutals of characters I'm never gonna play, and I'm just like, yeah,
Exactly.
this is great. This is
What's
great.
what's this consumable stuff? Like, can someone explain that to me?
Dude,
I'm not.
I think it's supposed to be. This is my impression of what it is, right? My impression of what it is when you go to the time, some of the enemies are too high, right? And so you're supposed to consume the consumable before the game begins, and it's supposed to turn the tides of battle.
Yeah, it's like an
Whatever the hell
assist.
Oh, okay. I'm less excited about that now. I was like,
I mean,
someone told me.
there was an ounce of excitement about that.
Yeah, well, no, because someone told me like you could use them to craft things. So like if you had the recipe to make like a costume or something.
No, see,
no,
no,
that's different.
that's different.
There's also craftables.
There's craftables within the forge
Okay.
that allow you to get items that are specific to the crypt. But I'm not sure what all that entails exactly. Whether they allow you to do stuff outside of the game, outside of the crypt, or in game. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
I think they've gone and made it a little bit weird as far as the just single player grind, so to speak, in quotation, single player grind goes. Anyway, like if you're the sort of player who doesn't really care about cosmetics, I feel like this doesn't influence you at all. Like whatever. Like
Yeah, like I'm a bit on that. Like I love my cosmetics. I love my outfits. I love the brutals. I love the fatalities. But if I can't do them, whatever.
yeah, yeah.
No, I love my brutals.
I'm
I love my
different.
brutals.
I'm very different.
See, I don't mind the single player grind. I just make it not so hard. I mean, like
Or just a little bit more
the way
rewarding, you know?
the way it's set out now, I literally don't know when I'm gonna get Kodokan Sick and Fatal. Like it could be a month from now.
Yeah. I mean, you can Google it.
Maybe later tonight I'll go into the crypt and give it a go, and then
Yeah, have it like
Yeah.
I'll
the
message you
actual,
guys later, being like,
Yeah,
oh,
just
this
let
is
us know.
rage inducing.
yeah, the actual puzzle in the crypt, like it makes you feel like, I don't know if you guys ever played that old like 2000s game Myst. Like it's like a puzzle, right? The crypt in and of itself is like a puzzle, and you sort of like figure your way around. You got to get different things, bring them to different locations, and then use them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's really interesting. Like I love the way they've done it. It's just so off-putting that you're spending all this time in there, and you might not get something for the character you actually want.
I mean, yeah, I get that. I just I'm just so excited about how the mechanics of the game work and all the individual characters, and like I just don't have the time to be angry about the crypt.
Yeah, look, that is like items aside, the crypt, like as Harold mentioned, is actually quite good. There's actually quite a bit of lore in there. I don't want to give too much spoilers, but I ran into a few things. I'm like, oh damn, like
Yeah.
there's this particular guy, Harold. Like you finished it, yeah?
Yeah.
When
I
you find out what happened to him, I'm just like, oh my god, my poor guy, my poor guy. But yeah, that's as much as I'm saying.
Yeah, there are a couple of things. There are a lot of Easter eggs in there, actually.
Yeah, quite a lot.
Okay.
Actually, about a lot of lore about the Mortal Kombat world in general that I did not know about, like the whole outer world tribes. Yeah, it's actually I actually recommend checking it out. Like items aside.
Could you say that again? Sorry.
I actually recommend checking it out because because of all the lore and the stories that they harp on about regarding like the various tribes regarding Outworld.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I mean, you convinced me. I'll have a look later tonight when I finish.
I mean,
leveling
you
a
should
new
have a look
character.
anyway. We shouldn't have had to convince you.
Well, it's like because the game's just come out, right? It's week 1, and
Yeah.
there's so many characters to try.
Also,
then, like-
admittedly, BAM is like on the horizon, like really close.
Oh yeah, true. It is too.
So
Yeah.
I don't know
But-
if spending time in the crypt is the best plan, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, but I play bro characters, so I'll just get carried to victory.
Yeah.
I just go into the crypt every once in a while because I've got some money. Let me just open some treasure box. Hopefully I'll get what I want. If not, okay, back to the lab.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, fair enough.
On that note about the game being so new,
Mm.
I forgot about Rage Mail. I forgot about it. But I have received so much rage and hate mail in the past week alone. Like every second battle is like, "You dumb bitch, what are you doing?" Like, just zone with Sonya, or like, "Oh, you didn't let me press any buttons. You just were in my face with Jackie the whole game."
Mhm.
Or like, "Why don't you pick a real character?"
I mean,
I was like, "What? You don't want me to zone you, but then when I'm
Yeah,
in your face, you get angry about that."
Oh, that's hilarious. It's funny
Yeah, but,
because
like-
oh, you go, Harold.
oh no, sorry. I was just gonna say, like, I feel like that's very much a new. You definitely know that's a new player talking.
Hmm.
Like, you're never gonna get that kind of mail from a seasoned, shall we say, player, right? Like that's definitely a new player speaking to you.
Actually, my
I don't know. I feel like I can't get too pissed off about that. Like, in a way, it's kind of happiness inducing.
No, I don't get pissed off about it.
I'm
not
gonna
pissed
say I've missed it because pre Mortal Kombat, all my fighting games for the most part have been exclusively on PC. So like I don't get that anymore. When I got my first
Ah.
I got my first hate mail. I'm like, yes, I've missed this. I've missed this. And I'm always just super positive in return. I'm like, oh, sorry, GG's, sorry. I'm like, no, it wasn't GG's. I'm like, okay, sorry, I don't know how I won. Better luck next time.
Yeah, I'm usually really positive back. Although there's just this one hate mail, and it made me laugh so much.
Mhm.
It's like, you're mashing, you have no idea what you're doing. I'll see you at BAM. $1,000 money match me. And I was like, mate, you just got 3-0'd. Why are you money matching me? Like, come on. He's like, I've never
Yeah,
heard of you. Like, you don't know what you're
yeah.
doing. I was like,
It's
mate,
it's sad.
come on.
Yeah, if it brings people offline, I'm all for it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Although, like, I don't really want that toxic attitude in the community.
Honestly, I feel like it's one of those transition things. Like a lot of players start offline. I mean, start online, and they're in that protective shell, and they just. But when you have to deal with actual people, and like, then I can see that personality changing and people becoming less toxic. I've seen evidence of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, and the fact that like I think it's one thing to say, oh yeah, I'll fight you online, and then you see a person in real life, you're like, oh shit, he's not small.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna get hurt if I throw a punch.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of offline, I think now's a good segue to go into maybe what. I was basically wanted to cover the roundabout that happened in Melbourne, but maybe we can cover some of the stuff that happened interstate as well. We had our first, we had the Mortal Kombat launch tournament at the Couch Warriors Roundabout, and we got quite a decent amount of people. I think 27?
29 from memory.
29? Nice.
I think it was 28 actually. No, it was,
Okay.
it was 28 entrants.
28. Okay.
Happy medium.
But
Somewhere
yeah,
between them.
definitely, new game draws a new crowd. That was good to see. It was just a goddamn shame I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
I had
We missed you, Abby.
Yeah,
Letting us down.
prior commitment, and I had a friend's the son's birthday. Like I can't say no to that. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can bring up the brackets.
We can talk about the results if you'd like.
Yeah, just briefly.
Yeah, so I think Edison or Googie, he took first place, and he did it with a combination of characters. Actually, he did it with Aaron Black and Jackie, and I think he played one other character which I can't remember, but mainly Aaron Black and Jackie. And
he got knocked to losers by Nick.
Yeah.
By
Or,
Nick.
Nicotine,
Mhm.
I think it is. But then proceeded to lose 6-0. Oh no, it was
It was
3-2.
6-2.
No, Nick.
3-2,
I got the
then
yeah.
6,
I got
and
the
then
yeah.
right
3-0.
in front of me. Yeah. Nick won in winners final 3-1, and then in grand final Googie won 3-2 to reset, and then 3-0. Wow,
Yeah.
wow! Definitely go check out that the VODs and the Couch Warriors stream for that one.
Hmm.
Oh, you got your.
On
I think. Sorry, you were gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say you got pretty far, Josh, as well. You won your first match. You won your second match against Site. I'm assuming he still plays Katana.
Yeah. Still plays Katana.
And lost the next match against Googie 3-1.
Yeah.
Was that him playing Aaron?
No, he played Jackie against me actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Jackie Mirror. I love commentating that one.
Well, I played Sonya, and then I played Sonya. I won one game, and then I lost another one, and I was like, oh, I'll swap to Jackie. And then
Jackie,
I lost. Yeah, I lost to Jackie Mo.
Just on the subject of these scores, because there's been an issue with a lot of events around the world. People don't know whether to hold this game to first to 2 or first to 3. What are your thoughts?
Okay, I love the idea of first to 3. I like the idea of being able to, adjust mid-set.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I will always be happy with the first to 3.
Yep.
But looking at a bracket running standpoint, this game runs slower than Mortal Kombat X.
Mm-hmm.
And it took us for a 28-person bracket. We started at 12 and we didn't finish till like 5:30.
Wow. Is that due to lack of setups as well?
No, we had 5 setups.
Oh no.
And we were running simultaneous games. It takes a while.
Interesting.
So I love the idea of first to 3, and I would 100% advocate that. But maybe like first to 3 for top 8 or top 16, like at a major.
Mm-hmm.
So like looking at BAM, we already have an insane amount of entrants, and that's without all the Melbourne guys I know are going to register registering.
Yep.
And there's a lot of Sydney guys who I know are going to register who haven't registered.
Mm-hmm.
So from what I can gather, I know that we've at least got 50 entrants.
Yep.
And I think they're expecting much more than that.
Yeah, over 50 easily.
Yeah, so I can't imagine running like an 80-man bracket with first to 3, with even like, say for instance, we had 6 setups and we were continuously running games. I can't imagine being able to do that in a day.
Did you want to weigh in, Harold?
Well, I don't really speak from any experience because I've never done TO before, but like in a line with what Josh said, like first to 3 is always great because you get to play more Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just get to play more games. So I'm happy to play first to 3, but at the same time, him saying that now, like Josh, you saying that now, it did kind of highlight the fact that by the end of that day, I was hungrier than I've ever been. Just no joke. No joke. At the beginning, it took a very long time. It did.
Well, did you have breakfast?
Admittedly.
That's the question, Harold.
Yeah, I had breakfast, and then I didn't have anything else for the rest of the day until 5 o'clock.
Well, no, we didn't get dinner till like 6.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, because we didn't finish the grand finals till like 5:30. It took that long to run.
So
it is a bit of an eye opener from a player's standpoint, from like just someone who watches the TOs do their job, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely does. It's a bit of an eye opener.
So it's more. I think it's less so a question regarding the TOs coming into play, and more so like how quick does the game run that it would allow for having a best of 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think with the advent of fatal blows, you're going to see a lot more cutscenes with the slower, more neutral-based game, and the fact that combos in general do less damage compared to Mortal Kombat, where everyone could easily get 40% for a bar. Yep. Now, like you're struggling to get 40% without using like a limited resource, like a crushing blow. Yeah. It could just be that we're all beginners at the game at the moment, and we're not optimized, and so the games are much slower because, I saw a couple timeouts. in
Yeah,
this
I've
game.
actually. I was
Wow,
gonna say that
I've
actually.
not seen one timeout.
Since the game has started, I've actually had in like my own games. I've played the clock like three or four timeouts already.
Oh, that's quite
Is
interesting.
is a viable strategy in this game. Actually, on that, the most hype game that we saw has to be.
Oh, yes.
You know exactly what I'm going to talk about. See if you like. You'll have to look through the Twitch stream because it was streamed, and it was Ababel versus Qua. So Ababel versus KD, and Ababel was playing Frost, and KD was playing Sub-Zero, and the clock was ticking down, tick, 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 and at like 2 seconds left, or about 3-4 seconds left, KD lands the combo that would kill Ababel, and he goes into Fatal Blow, but the time runs out before the Fatal Blow lands.
Oh
so
no!
Even though he loses,
Yeah.
even though the Fatal Blow animation plays out fully and Ababel loses all his health, he still wins by timeout.
Wait, what?
So
I thought when you hit a Fatal Blow, the clock stops.
Yes,
clock
but
does stop, but
the clock had run out literally like the half a second before the Fatal Blow landed.
No!
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
And so Ababel was sitting on effective 0 and won the match.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that's awesome," and they were like, "What?" Because it came up and it's like, "Finish him," and we're like, "Finish him? What?"
That's sick. I definitely have to check that out.
Yeah.
I mean, you also have to check it out for the fact that it's a purely canon match. That too makes it even more awesome. But yeah, it was so cool to watch.
Yeah, we saw a couple of canon matches, like Scorpion versus Sub-Zero,
Sub-Zero Frost,
Sonya Kano.
Yeah, Sonya Kano. That happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think as far as the first offline foray, I think it did really well. I think we did really, really well.
Yeah. Really good numbers. I think it's no secret that the most populated NRS state has always been New South Wales. So to see those numbers for us, that's pretty good for us.
What did New South Wales get on their launch tournament? Because I didn't see any of it. I think Waz won, but I just assumed he would.
Just give me a moment. I'll bring up the results.
Yeah. No worries. In terms of the strong NRS players in the Sydney scene, I mean, there's always been Waz Mineta, who of course is going to Summit and big up.
He's going to Summit,
proud.
man. The dude is going to Summit, dude.
That's so exciting! Like to have
that is crazy.
They got
like we know that guy. I feel like we're in the shadows of a superstar. You know, like I feel like I'm not good enough to be in his community.
I mean, you're not.
You know.
Whatever.
Oh wow.
That's harsh.
Thank you.
That's harsh.
But for real though, congratulations on him, dude.
100%.
Oh yeah, no.
100%.
A hard work.
I think he leaves next week on Wednesday and gets a Tuesday. Yeah, I cannot wait to watch that whole fiasco play out.
Yeah.
Just for a number of reasons. Just because it's Taz and he's an awesome dude. He's a hard worker, and it's like it shines a light on Australia and the players we have. Like we said, Taz is up there as like the top player in Australia. But I think given the work, like any of us can achieve that level. So, and it just gives more opportunities to us as a nation, Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah. On that note, I'm also so hyped for like the Summit Mafia game. We've been training Waz in the art of like mind games with games. We played like Resistance, Avalon. We played like Coup. He should be well equipped to handle Mafia.
Man.
Yeah. By the way, BK, BRB, the Bankstown Rambat that they had 39 players.
Oh, awesome!
Wow,
Yeah.
39.
Imagine if we got like half of that coming to them.
I'm pretty sure you will. I think just the appeal of playing a new game is right up there right now. I'm pretty sure with the you'll get entrants from all the major states.
Yeah, and of course the third largest NRS scene is South Australia.
Yeah.
I think they had their launch tournament on Thursday or Friday. I can't remember.
They had a
But-
slightly earlier than us.
Yeah, and Megabytes took that one out.
Yeah, I've had one run in with him with his Cassie. Oh my god, I'm just like, yeah. Starting straight off the bat.
I played his Cabal and his Jackie.
Oh yeah, I played his
his
Cabal
Cassie.
in the beta. I didn't think he'd stick with that character, but yeah.
Well, he played Cabal in MK9.
Oh, I did not know that.
But did you know? Do you know much about MK9 and like character balance, character?
I just know the lore of Cabal being on everyone's death wish.
Yeah. So
Character imbalance. How about that?
so Cabal had a block infinite
Mm-hmm.
off his stand 2 nomad dash cancel. He also had this is fair, instant air fireballs that recovered instantly.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So it was literally like a walk duck situation, and when you get in, you're getting block infinited.
Oh wow.
Oh, and he had 50/50s that launched.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then I mean, take Kenshi, who's probably one of the next most broke characters, and everything was plus unblock, full screen normals, like full screen specials, getting launched anywhere. And then you had Cyrix probably the next most broken. Cyrix with 100% combos,
Yeah.
like
Touch of
unbreakable combos too. You couldn't break them because you get launched again.
Wow.
Yeah, so the way they work is you can't break projectiles.
Mm-hmm.
So he would set bombs up and then go in for jump and kick, and if you broke a jump and kick, you'd land on a bomb
Mm-hmm.
and get launched again. So you can't break them; you just wasted bar.
That sounds crazy. It sounds like.
And then the smoke with a legit infinite,
Mm-hmm.
and then Sonya with plus on block, like military stance,
Sonya's pressure.
armor. Yeah.
The way you describe it sounds like almost everyone has a lot of dirt, but just some were just vastly above the rest.
Some characters had a lot of dirt. Other characters, like Shiva, like what are you gonna do with Shiva? Like wallow in the
That was
corner
so
and
sassy.
cry.
What are you gonna do with Shiva? Go on, Josh. Please.
What are you gonna do? Just wallow in the corner and cry? Wow. And Jade, like, she's upsetting.
All right. Enough reminiscing with MK9, man.
Just to go over the issue of how many entrants were at the various tournaments. The Queensland Couch Warriors roundabout had 29, which is actually pretty good as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
No,
Yeah.
Same as ours.
Mm.
Oh, 20 and 29.
So yeah, really looking for a solid showing at BAM.
And it being
Definitely.
so close to launch, I think that we all have like. I feel like because it's so close to launch, the skill disparity isn't as large.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, there's grandfathered in skills, and if you have good neutral skills from other fighting games, if you have like execution and understanding of mechanics, that carries over. But I feel because it's a new game, the jump that you have to make isn't as hard. Whereas if you come into a game, if you come into a competitive scene after it's been out for a year, you're playing catch up. Like it's not.
100%. Like I feel like everyone is there's almost a level playing field. It's pretty much a level playing field. You're just bringing your own fighting game skills to the table.
Mm. I mean, and it's level in the sense that if you don't play a broken character.
True that. But I'm just trying to wonder how much of legacy skill from MKX carries over to this game.
I think it definitely does
Yeah.
in terms of, but I think the skill from Injustice as well would be kind of helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I think just because MK has that a very like their combo system is very different to other combo systems.
Yes.
So understanding that combo system, understanding like what will make links and where you're that kind of thing. I think that is NRS specific, and if you haven't played an NRS game before, then you're going to struggle with initially learning that kind of combo system. In terms of like footsies and in terms of neutral skills, I feel like this game plays slower, so it's more akin to other fighting game franchises a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think like if you look at NRS neutrals in other games, this neutral is more like Injustice, as opposed to say MKX, where it's just I'm half screen and no, I'm not half screen.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people have commented that how it's like a kind of hybrid between the two.
Yeah, and I think it strikes a good balance. I'm quite happy with the balance at the moment. It's not hyper offense, but there is some opportunity for zoning, but it's not. I'm going to keep you completely full screen, and you're going to have to approach, and it's going to be incredibly difficult.
Judging by the only week 1 that we've had to play, do you feel like it's an easy game for new players to pick up?
I think that the tutorial system in this game is absolutely exceptional.
Oh, it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. I don't know if you both had a look at it.
Yeah, I went through it because I wanted that Shao Kahn.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got Chronica actually.
How do you get that?
Oh, you just have to link your
You
mobile
just link
to
it to mobile.
Oh, so easy.
Yeah, I don't even play mobile. I just literally I downloaded the app just to get the Chronica voice and then uninstalled it.
Yeah, I might have to do the same. But yeah, just to hop on that point, the tutorial, like, if you haven't played through the whole thing, it is absolutely amazing. I feel if you have zero experience with fighting games, but you're a solid gamer, and you go through that tutorial, it will cover almost everything you need to know.
It's very comprehensive.
I think there's like you can only learn technicality so much before learning other humans, so to speak, comes into play.
Obviously.
I think the tutorial's great, but I think if you're a brand spanking new player, I actually genuinely think MK11 is pretty hard to learn.
Yeah, I mean,
I might be alone in thinking that, but
I don't think execution-wise it's very difficult. I just think there's a lot of mechanics that are difficult to grasp if you haven't got experience with it before. And that's why I said like the tutorial is really good, because it goes through those mechanics in detail and gives you an opportunity to practice them.
Yeah, finish off, Josh, sorry.
Oh, and then it gives you a reward at the end. So like you're encouraged to actually do it instead of just jumping into doing nothing.
Just with the theory that presents itself and just with the tools to actually learn, like regardless of how hard you think the game is to play, just the tool set to learn is unbelievable. Because I come from a background in Tekken where I feel like it's one of the harder games in the fighting game universe to play, and there is no tutorial. It's just like
that's actually one of the things that put me off against Tekken 7, because I bought Tekken 7 like on release date.
Yeah.
And here I am thinking like, oh, I'm an NRS player. I have absolutely zero experience with this stuff. I don't understand 3D. Like sidestepping is crazy to me, right?
Yeah.
And I boot up Tekken and I'm like, all right, sweet. How do I block? Where's the tutorial? And then there wasn't one. And I'm like, you expect me to play one of the most technical fighting games in the planet? That probably is the most technical game on the planet. And you're not gonna give me like anything? Yo, uninstall.
Oh, we lost him. We lost him.
Yeah, the next day, dude.
Oh, we lost him. No, man. Yeah, shout out to NRS on this godlike training mode. I mean, it just obviously practical application is definitely a thing, but it covers almost 100% of the theory. It just takes. It's gonna take time.
And I think even having the language to talk about that with other players, like if someone said, "Oh, that move is +4 on block," and you had no idea what frame data was or anything about that, or if someone says, "Oh, that move's safe," or "That move's punishable," like what does that mean? So it actually goes through what each means.
The lingo, so to speak.
Yeah, and I feel like it can it can be really intimidating. Especially if, like, you look at like for instance, you've never seen a Mortal Kombat combo before, and you look at it and it's just like back 1-2, special cancel, down forward 4, special cancel, run. Like, what does this mean? It's like just characters on a page. So, I think having the game itself break it down for you allows you to understand better. I mean, for me, I was kind of annoyed completing the frame tutorial, like the frame data tutorial bit, because I was just like, oh, I know what hit it.
I was the same.
I know what I'm
saying.
doing.
Look. Honestly, like I knew everything, but it still didn't stop me from marveling at how comprehensive it was. But I was just like, just give me Shao Kahn's voice already.
Exactly.
Wait, do you have to do all of the individual character tutorials to get Shao Kahn?
No, just the rest of it.
Ah. Okay.
You get a
cool.
skin for each character when you complete the tutorial.
Which is a nice incentive
Oh, I
of
didn't know
itself.
that. I want to go do that.
Yeah, the actual character, individual ones, they actually don't take too long. They go for like a couple of their strings, move sets, and that's it.
Yeah. Although they haven't been updated. Maybe the patch that just came will update that because they're not completely updated. For instance, I was doing Cetrion's tutorial, and it talks about how her meter burned like laser beam is safe on block. And I was like, well, it was until you patched it.
Yeah, I noticed a few things like that as well with some of the characters I went through. I'm like, hang on, that's not accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, they can only do so much. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but then don't patch it to be unsafe. Jeez.
So we've obviously it's week 1. We've still got obviously a lot of time to experiment with the character roster. But what characters that you guys have either seen, played, really?
Well, hold on a minute. Are you talking tier lists?
No, not tier lists, but like what?
Is that what you just asked?
I never asked tier lists. Never asked tier lists. I'm just thinking, what characters do you think will be strong? The different wordplay.
Okay,
Josh,
so
you go first.
the characters which I think are very strong gameplay wise. I think Aaron Black is very, very strong.
Yeah, that's that was my go-to as well. I was like instantly Aaron Black.
I think Scorpion is very strong. I think Sonya has the potential to be like top tier.
I think Jackie's really.
I think Jackie's really strong. I don't think she's. I think Sonya's stronger than Jackie 100%. She has Jackie has no. In her best tournament variation, which is the one with the grab and the grab and the cancels, she has no projectile. She has decent range on her normals. Like she has her forward 4 and her back 2, which are both great mids with like decent range. But she doesn't she still struggles in the neutral against certain characters, and she has to make her way in. So whereas a character like Sonya has decent range on back 3, it's like I was doing some testing. That hits at round start. It's like a 12 frame low that hits at round start. So she has good range on normals. She has like legit mix-ups that lead to decent damage. She has good zoning. Like she is a solid character.
So this is Sonya you're talking about, yeah?
Sonya, yeah.
Yeah, I think my list would be akin to his. I'd say Aaron Black definitely, Jackie definitely, Sonya definitely. I think who else is there?
There's been a lot of talk about
is
Garrus.
a really, really strong
Liu Kang,
contender as well.
And Garrus, yes, I would
Liu
agree,
Kang.
Garrus.
Sorry?
No, so Abby's just said Garrus is a strong character, and I said, yeah, I agree, Garrus.
I think Jax is really strong as well.
Well, would it be easier to go through characters who you think are a bit underwhelming?
Yeah, I was just about to say that actually. Segue into the characters who are not as good. My top of the list is Devora actually.
Yeah.
After that patch,
I think Devora very, very much got the take a back seat treatment, so to speak.
Well, what if you don't mind explaining, happened to her with that patch? Was just a lot of bad properties on her like strings and whatnot, or?
So to begin with, Devora was completely changed. Like the mentality of approaching her matchup is completely different. Her buttons are not at all the same. She's still got her strong reach, obviously, because of her overpositors. But what started off as decent tools because she could reach really far and she could just like set up weird things with a delayed puddle. She had that like projectile, like things you could set up off in the distance. They slowed it down to the point where it's slower than the opponent literally just walking in and straight up punching you. So you couldn't even she's not unplayably bad. That's not what I'm saying. But she's definitely not fast enough to be able to keep up with everybody else.
Yeah.
Like if a Jackie, like I'm gonna use Jackie as an example because I think her close range is very, very strong.
Yep.
I think if a Jackie were to get in on Devora, I think it's almost lights out. Like that's just it. Like the Devora doesn't have any buttons that strongly push the opponent away or even get them to open up so that she can push them away.
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
No, it makes total
And
sense.
her damage is also really, really nerfed.
Yeah.
So what used to be so certain combo conversions that she had no longer exist because the buttons are too slow. And overall, all of her specials are all too slow. So that really cool gesture move where she like gestures forward like a queen and a little
Yeah,
insect
and then
comes
the
out,
insect
like
comes
her
out.
fireball,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, her fireball. That I think is way too slow to actually be of any use, considering it's a high. If it was a mid, I know I'm asking for a lot,
Yep.
but at the speed that it flies out and the speed that it travels and the speed that it emerges from her,
Mm-hmm.
like I think it's essentially useless.
Yeah, I can't imagine trying to use that move against Frost when she has Fatal Blow ready.
Yeah, like or even Eric Black, right? Imagine
Yeah.
throwing out fatal blow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
you're dead.
obviously the changes are drastic enough that both Honeybee and Waz have dropped her. So
Yeah, right. So
They,
I think yeah. Sorry, you continue.
Oh, they took her like her 16 frame half screen advancing mid and made it like 20 something frames.
Good
They took
lord.
her
Yeah.
they took her like fast pokes and they made them slower. They took her they took her overhead, which was like 13 frames unreactable,
Yeah,
and made it
that's
22 frames. They nerfed basically. They went through her move list and they nerfed every single string frame wise.
that was usable. That was usable, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
ones that were unusable, yeah, they stayed the same, but they are unusable. That's kind of the point. Like anything that she would use in a neutral situation is being completely normalized is the word.
Yeah, I mean she's not terrible, but I think she's definitely underwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Kano is pretty underwhelming as well. I'm gonna get so much flack for that, but I think the lack of a strong mid. I think in this game of mids, because this game is like literally mids right now. All of it is mids. Jackie's strength comes from forward three. Sonya, like, I guess Sonya's a base character,
Especially
Yeah.
with down
but Jax
two
has a
being a
really
high.
strong mid.
What
Yeah.
was that? Sorry.
Sorry to cut you off, but like, and I was just agreeing with what Harold said in the fact this game is just mids. Like one of those factors
Yeah.
is with like down two being a high now. It's just yeah.
Yeah.
And like I think Kano's a great character, but I think the fact that you're literally coming into the competition with one less tool than everybody else has got.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, I mean, they definitely could just give him a mid.
Yeah.
Change the properties of one thing to be a mid
Mm-hmm.
and have it be decent, and I think he'll keep up.
Yeah, I don't think Kano's a great character, and I absolutely hate him like lore wise and his looks. Like I hate the character.
Kano's awesome,
Dude,
bro.
I hate him so much. Every time I played Spooder, I was skipping the intro.
Oh, what kind of patriot are you, Josh?
Like, I hate him. The intro where he starts pissing on the floor. Like, no. He's
Dude,
a
that's
flog
the
of a
best.
character. No,
Oh.
I absolutely refuse. I hate him so much. So I was kind of. I'm honestly, I don't care if I don't see any Kano. He can go die in a hole.
Oh wow, wow.
But
Dude.
character-wise, I don't think he's that bad.
Mm.
No, I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's bad at all. I think he's just missing. I think he's just missing a tool that everybody else has got. But he's not by no means bad.
Like other
You
characters,
know,
I think aren't the strongest. Would be like Shao Kahn. I don't think he's the strongest. I don't think Frost is the strongest. Kotal Khan's pretty underwhelming. There's not to say that the characters are bad by any stretch of the imagination. No, I don't think any character in this game at this point is unviable.
I was
just
gonna
think
say
they're
the same.
Yeah, I think I don't think I've seen enough Kung Lao. Actually, I'll be honest.
Lao looks kind of strong.
Yeah, I think
Like,
he's
I haven't seen anybody play him, so I don't really. I feel like I can't make a judgment.
I've run into two, like a couple. He seems like he can compete very well. So.
Yeah, he has a projectile, he has a teleport, he has decent strings, he has good damage. He has decent pressure with that Z hat thing.
Oh yeah, the bouncy hat?
No, he like throws it out and he draws like a Z with, and then the hat just does this thing. And while it's doing while it's following the arc of the Z, you're free to attack.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much to explore in this game. Like for me personally, like I've been stuck on two characters just because I'm immersed with them. Like you want to lab them and then you want to get serious like gameplaying with them. It's just gonna take a while for me to go through the entire roster. I'm too slow,
Yeah.
and all that time in the crypt.
Oh God.
But yeah, I don't think like obviously it's week one. We got like a long time to go through the whole roster. I don't think any. I think there are certainly very strong characters. I don't think anyone is like bad enough to the point they're unplayable. But it's like the character balance and viability looks pretty decent for the most part. But obviously, like it's still week one, so yeah.
I certainly think
Yeah.
there are definitely variations which are unviable.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%, 100%.
But I think each character has at least one variation that's usable.
Yeah. What do you guys think they're gonna do with that? Because I can't imagine them keeping the variations as they are for that much longer, especially with the outcry from the community.
You know what I think? Do you mind if I say mine first, Josh, and you guys can feel
go
free?
for
Yeah,
it.
go for it, dude.
I think they're gonna rotate.
That's what
I
I
think
was
they're gonna
thinking
go.
too.
All right. Yeah, that's what I think that's what I think that they think they're gonna do. In that, like, okay, so we've got like right now with Scorpion, we've got Reborn and we have Searing Fire, right? They'll make a new one, and it'll be a completely different thing. It's got Misery Blade and it's got blah blah, and that'll be the new variation, and then like that'll be the new tournament variation with something else. I think they'll just move on from moveset to moveset, which I particularly do not like.
I 100%
Even though
agree.
it's like even though it's like it's not confirmed, no one said anything. Like just based on a theory, I hate that idea.
Yeah. And if you like, for instance, if you look at the if you look, you know, when you're selecting variations on the variation screen, you can and you press the square button and there's a list of variations.
Yeah, there's a list
and
of loadouts.
And then two of them have the tournament variations next to it.
Yep.
I can feel that rotating. I can
Yeah,
feel it.
that's
and it makes me
essentially
scared.
and that's essentially what Harold is alluding to. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, I figured I've thought that as well, and I'm like, this sounds like a nasty game of Russian roulette.
It's just, I mean, hopefully they don't do that to their players, to their like legacy players. But I wouldn't be surprised if that seems as if it's a good entertainment value move. Do you know what I mean? Like from a purely spectator perspective, like it'd be cool to watch Sonic, so to speak, run through all the different move lists, the moves, sorry, on the move list.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's a good idea.
I don't think so because, you know, there's obviously a whole tournament sector to Mortal Kombat. Like there's the World Tour, so like it's taken seriously enough that I don't think they play around with that game.
But I mean, they could.
They could, but I
Also,
don't think it would be smart.
Also, sorry, we missed out completely on this character. I feel like we've completely bypassed her. Scarlet is really strong.
Yeah, Scarlet's quite strong.
Yeah.
I think Scarlet is super strong.
I think
sorry, I just pulled up the character list and I'm like, who did we miss? Like I feel like there's so many people we missed completely, just not looking at the character select screen. But yeah, I think Scarlet, Aaron Black, Sonya, Jackie, Scorpion, Liu Kang are probably my top picks.
Oh, there's one guy. There's one guy we haven't mentioned that has actually done really well around the world tournament result wise. Baraka.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, I completely forgot he's a character.
Richo's not gonna appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, he's like that hidden strong character that's been kind of gone under the radar.
You know what though? Speaking of, sorry, Josh, you go first.
Oh, so it makes sense though because he has a half screen mixed up with a command grabber
or an overhead.
Overhead. He has great damage. He has a good projectile. Right. What do you want? What else do you want?
What exactly? But yeah, he's add him to the list of strong players. Yeah, there's literally something for everyone here. The initial character roster is great, to be honest.
Yeah, I love it. If okay, I might be talking into leaks spoiler territory.
Please don't.
Wait.
Well, okay,
Oh, wait,
okay.
you guys
Look,
not seen it?
okay,
Have
like,
you guys
okay,
not
okay.
seen it?
I'll just say this. If you want to talk about, I don't know how I should word this because I know the leaked DLC roster has been out and I have gone out of my way
Okay.
and
Never
beyond
mind.
and
Never mind. I'm gonna drop it.
okay, all right.
I'm gonna
Well,
drop it.
yeah, I don't know how we could talk about leaks without spoiling it.
Without revealing, yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you could
yeah. I feel like
speculate, but you could
'cause I've seen
speculate,
it.
but that it could also like I could take that as like you've seen it. So
Yeah. I have.
okay.
You
Well,
know what? Let's
I don't know
leave it
what
alone.
I don't know what you want to bring up without spoiling it. But
Yeah. Leave it alone. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I feel like if I say something, I might like.
Oh, dude, I will
You'll
end this.
definitely feel me alluding to something.
I'll
So
end the call right now. Like the only DLC we all know is confirmed is Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung, yes.
Is Shang Tsung confirmed?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shang Tsung is definitely.
He was the first DLC. Well, second DLC technically. Shao Kahn was first pre-ordered DLC, but he's the first actual DLC.
Yeah, he's straight up confirmed.
That's disappointing because I have no desire to play Shang Tsung. I want give me like Serena or Sindel or like.
Of course.
Or who else? There's like a whole bunch of different characters who I would love to play. Why are all the guest characters always male? Surely they can put like a female guest character in. Give me Harley Quinn or something like that. No, like look at MKX. All the guest characters we had Leatherface, we had Predator, we had Alien, we had we had Jason Voorhees. In Injustice, we had Sub-Zero, we've had Raiden, we've had Scorpion.
We all had Starfire, to be fair.
Starfire wasn't a guest character though. I'm talking about guest characters.
Oh, you mean guest characters outside of the actual series?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
we're going to get a guest character because they always give us a guest character.
100%.
Give me a female guest character. That's what I'm saying. Give me Harley Quinn. Give me, I'm trying to think of like a character.
No. We're delving very, very.
Okay,
Harold,
Harold,
have to stay silent.
Harold, obviously you can't answer this because you are forbidden. But Josh, if you wanted a guest character, female of course, who would you like to see there?
Like any guest character.
Yeah, any. Like the no holds barred regarding series wise.
So like my favorite character of all time is always going to be Batgirl. But I don't think she'd fit into a Mortal Kombat. Like I can't. Like that just wouldn't work.
Yeah, she's not.
I don't see Barbara Gordon being all like next to Baraka. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Like it just wouldn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But like I would love. So that's why I was thinking someone like Harley Quinn, who's already ridiculously violent, and so she kind of would fit in with the lore. And I can't think of like who else would they put in?
I have my speculations, but obviously I'm not going to state them because I don't want to get a reaction from Harold. There's one person.
No. I'm muting myself. Muting myself.
There's one person I really want to see, like really, like if he's dropped, then I'm dropping every single character and I'm just maining him exclusively. But just gonna have to wait and see.
Oh, like as a guest character or as like a DLC?
As a guest character. As DLC, I would
Can
love.
You just say who it is, please?
No. As DLC. As DLC, I actually wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind after the podcast, Harold. After the podcast, after we're done. I would actually really would like to see just for the masses who are fans. I'd like to see Rain back because there's been a lot.
Oh yeah, I could see Rain.
Rain and Sindel. So yeah.
Sindel, yes. Sindel, Serena. Like I would actually play Rain.
And Nightwolf.
Nah, Nightwolf can suck a big fat one.
All right.
Okay.
It is no desire to play Nightwolf. That's his story mode was so cookie cutter in MK9 and just nah. What about Striker?
Dude, talk about another cookie cutter character. He's
exactly.
Much, come on.
Come on.
Not with Sonya, Cassie, Jackie, Jax, all
No.
in that military gunplay.
Yeah, just no. His character is not unique enough.
What about Kenshi?
Go to the crypt, buddy. Go to the crypt. That's all I can say.
Okay, oh my god, is that a crypt spoiler?
Well, now it is.
Okay. Yeah, but he's not DLC. I want to play as Kenshi.
Well, I hope maybe well, we never know who's coming back. I mean, there's a few things that are in the game, like in certain modes, that would actually make you like. It's obviously nothing's confirmed, but there's a few things within the game that will make you think, okay, I can see them bringing this character. I can see them bringing that character, but
Yeah, and they did say that they weren't going to do NPCs again. So
NPCs. What do you mean?
non-playable characters. So
No,
you know
yeah,
how
no, I know what NPCs mean, but I mean like,
okay,
what
so you
do
know how
it doesn't make
in
sense.
Mortal Kombat X, you fought against Sindel, right? And you fought against Tanya before she came out, and you fought against Baraka, but they weren't playable characters.
Yeah, gotcha.
So I'm not going to spoil anything in the story mode, but it looks like there might be some NPCs. So my thought is that they just have to be DLC then, because NRS said that they weren't going to do NPCs.
Interesting.
But then, like, how can you NPC? How can you DLC? I'm not sure if this is actually a spoiler because it's obvious. How can you DLC Chronica? Like,
Yeah, I don't really know how to approach that. I feel like Chronica's not technically. I don't think she's complete though, because even the Chronica boss fight, which it's actually a really good segue. The Chronica boss fight in the towers and in the story mode is not very good, because Chronica as a character isn't a character. She gets other characters to fight for her. So I don't know if you guys have tried like classic towers or something.
I have, yeah.
No, yeah, I have.
The very end of story mode.
I have.
Like she doesn't actually fight her own battles. Like she's there for a
She
portion
has a
of it, and then she calls on someone else.
She has a very limited moveset. Very limited.
So I don't think even as a like a we're gonna introduce Chronic as a DLC. Like I don't think they got a lot to work with.
Well, they had Shinnok as a character, and his moveset was pretty limited too.
No, but no. As in Shinnok was a complete character, and then
Shinnok had like
Shinnok.
4 strings. Shinnok had 4 strings. And
yeah, but that's all he needed, though.
Wait, are you guys talking about this MK11 or
no MKX? Shinnok had 4 strings in MKX.
as a character? Oh Jesus
yeah,
Christ! To this day, I have never played the character, not once.
His move list was tiny.
Oh.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what players did with those 4 things was
sit back
crazy.
and chuck fireballs.
Yeah, but they won, Josh. That's the relevant part.
Fair. Yeah. Although on release, Shinnok was not a complete character.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Chronica's a good. Knowing what I know, I don't think Chronica would be a good choice anyway.
Yeah, like, I don't think she is. But enough talk about DLC because I don't want to spoil anything for myself.
Yeah. I'm gonna slip, and you're not gonna like it when I slip. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll mention who I think. Actually, no. I'm not even gonna do that afterwards. How because there's. Yeah. Let's just skip that subject.
Yeah. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. What else you got?
I just going back to the brand bat, just to finalize the results of the top 8.
Oh yeah, we didn't even go through them. We had Googie in first place, Nicotine in second place. I think KD took third.
Good stuff for him, man. I didn't really hear much hype from his direction regard to the game, so I wasn't sure how much he was. Well, if he played the beta at all, obviously not because Sub wasn't there. But
he played the beta.
Okay.
Yeah, he just didn't play. I think he just played Scorpion.
First off, before we finish with KD, did Nick play Sub? I mean, Scorpion exclusively.
Exclusively.
Yeah, he played Scorpion the whole way through. And I spoke to him. He said he's gonna stick with him. So.
Okay. You had John Panic Mode in 4th. We had Spooter in 5th, equal with Babel. Who did Spooter use? Kano?
Kano and Scarlet.
Oh,
No, he
okay.
used Scarlet for most of the tournament actually.
Oh, he played Kano against
Kano
me, then
was
lost,
very-
and then swapped to Scarlet, then lost.
Okay. Babel used Frost.
Yeah, Frost and Jackie.
Frost and Jackie. You had Tomo and Hazzles, equal 7th.
I don't know what Tomo used. I
Good.
think he used Kung Lao.
Interesting.
I
think
don't.
he used Jade.
Jade? Did he use
If I'm
Jade?
thinking of Jade?
Oh. I didn't play him, and I didn't see his matches played. So
The guy by the name of Florinix Fox, who I'm not aware of, he came in.
he played Jax. Florence Fox played Jax.
Okay, and you had Bruin in equal 9th, along with Sita and Redden.
Yeah.
But it's a solid showing. Solid showing. Good launch event.
Yeah, it was fun.
I was gonna ask. Obviously, there's Waz, who is the supreme overlord of NRS in Australia. But are there any particular players you're looking to see do well in this iteration, aside from yourselves, obviously?
Okay, so I think we'll see a resurgence of Googie.
Yup. That was my
and
go-to as well.
I think we'll see Blake back, Castile.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, are you straight saying from Melbourne or are we saying from everywhere? Because then that changes.
Well, yes, from all of Australia.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
dude. Even if you want to go international and say like, there's a few guys that are gonna make a big resurgence. Definitely go name them.
So I think in Australia, I'm thinking. I think we'll see Castile again.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll see Googie again. I have a feeling that Aaron will do well in this game as well. I mean, he always does well, but he usually takes a bit of time to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling that he's going to pick up a lot quicker this time.
Mm-hmm. Do you think, the
we'll
fact that he is very known for sticking to Sub-Zero will hurt him? Because obviously, like I said, it's kind of an open-ended question because we don't know how. It's week 1. We don't know how Sub is as a character, but
No, but Sub is very strong as a character.
okay, I haven't messed with him yet.
He has
Because
NRS
NRS games are like one of those. It's one of those few fighting games where it's very hard to be a one character player depending on the character. Or
Agreed.
At least that's from my experience.
Yeah, it is. Especially because usually the characters are so matchup dependent.
Mm-hmm.
So you end up picking up at least. And the issue is that the characters all play so differently that you have to try out so many different characters before you can finally decide this is the one I want to use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And of course, N megabytes.
Mm-hmm.
I think Baxter, if he's interested in the game, will make a resurgence.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's been pretty vocal about how like he hasn't had the greatest start. Well, the start that he's wanted to the game, where he's like just excels straight away. But he's sticking with it for the most part. He did win the Catch Warriors Rambat in Queensland, but
Against Castile.
no, Castell didn't enter. He came. You might not be familiar with all these names, but a dude by the name of Solid Snake was with him in grand finals. He actually managed to reset the bracket against Baxter in grand finals, but Baxter took it.
Who's Baxter playing?
Wow.
Baxter played Baraka. I know he's messed with he messed with Kung Lao as well. Liu Kang, I've seen him play Waz on his stream, so I know he's played those 3 to a certain degree. I'm not sure if anyone else.
Yeah, I figured he would play Liu Kang.
Yeah, I've seen him mess with Liu Kang.
He'll pick up Jax as well.
Yeah, I think he's definitely a contender. There's always a contender.
Baxter usually plays like solid characters with really strong tools that have. He doesn't really play a lot of mix. He usually plays like really strong neutral tools, but oppressive offense.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, I like my mix. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Do you want to chime in, Harold, or have you said your piece?
No, I think he's mentioned everyone that I would mention. Basically, was Googie. If it
Mhm.
was from just Melbourne, I think KD did really well. To be very
Mhm.
like, I did not anticipate him getting as far as he did, and with Sub Zero no less.
Mhm.
Like I feel like Sub Zero and Scorpion are the classic. Sub Zero. Sorry, excuse me. KD and Nikki, Sub Zero and Scorpion.
Mhm.
In that I think they're very basic characters, right? Everyone knows that they're very basic. They're like the Ryu Ken
Mhm.
combo. Um, and getting as far as they did, I think there's a lot of inherent skill because Scorpion was in the beta, so everyone has had the chance to somewhat know the character.
Mhm.
And as far as like footage goes, there was a lot seen of Scorpion. So I
100%.
think I think Nikki getting as far as he did, and Qua, of course, by extension, getting as far as he did. I think they're really, really, really strong players. So someone to watch out, people to watch out for.
Mm.
Yeah, I wanna. As far as Melbourne goes, I wanna highlight Googie and Nikki. I think they'll do very well. I mean, Nikki really
Yeah.
shined in the beta. He's one of the few players like I couldn't touch him. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I want to say Josh as well if he has time for the game. Like if he has like actual time like everyone else does, but that remains to be seen.
No. Like I'd love to.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to, but
Mm,
at the moment
mm,
I'm doing like 6 to 6
mm,
Monday to Friday, and then 2 10-hour shifts on the weekend.
well, thank God for legacy skill. You've got that to keep you afloat.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what's keeping me up alive right now.
Mm.
that and mix.
Yeah.
So, I think that's most of the stuff I wanted to cover. As far as events to look forward to, BAM, obviously, the Rambats
Mm.
Mm.
on the weekly. I think
Mm.
there'll be a few sessions opening up at random places. Like, I can't guarantee anything, but I've heard a few people come to me and like, oh, Mortal Kombat's big, yeah, we want to hold a tournament here. I'm like, yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see if we got time. We'll figure that
Mm.
stuff out later. Unfortunately, Melbourne doesn't have the luxury that Sydney has with all the constant tournaments they run, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Starts to happen. Um,
Do we know when June Rambat's going to be, or?
June Randbat will gravitate back to the third Saturday of every month, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. As far as what to,
My
oh yeah, go ahead, Harold.
Sorry, I was gonna say my one wish is that like we keep a much longer healthy span as far as the lifespan of the game goes than
100%.
Justice did, because I feel like Injustice died out very, very quickly,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure it's because people don't like the game, but I feel like people like this game. So if we can at least maintain, here I'm hoping 20 at each Rambat for the next, say, year and a half, that would be the ultimate. That would just be like well done to us, so to speak.
Um, I think that
That could
plays in.
be that could be like that could be a pipe dream, but I mean,
No, I think it's realistic. But it depends entirely on on two things in my opinion. It depends on the scene itself, just to stick together and to come out, and the lifespan of how long they intend to support Mortal Kombat. Like hopefully hopefully it's 2 years. I think like
hmm,
that's the average lifespan year for NRS games, 2 years
I'd be
or what?
yeah,
surprised if it wasn't more than 2 years this time.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Then I want to say more than 2 years. I want to say more than 2 years. I feel like we won't see another. Well, we won't see Injustice until like 2021 or 2022.
I don't think we'll see Injustice till 2022.
Okay.
Honestly,
Mhm.
Mortal Kombat makes them way more money than Injustice does,
Mhm.
yeah,
and I think they've already planned 3 seasons of DLC.
Mhm.
If those occur every 8 months,
Yep.
then that's 2.5 years already.
Mhm.
And if the excitement at the end of the third season of DLC is enough, I could honestly see them adding an extra couple.
Mhm.
So I would be surprised if we heard any news about Injustice before beginning of 2022.
Yeah. That's what I want. Just like support the game. That's my wish, along with representation in the oceanic region for the World Tour. Like, get us like one event, just something. I know we have like an
Yeah.
online qualifier to go to some. I don't know the full extent of it. Waz was explaining it, but get us like one offline. I mean, BAM is big enough that it could host as like a regional for our region.
It honestly could, especially because I think we're going to get about 100 entrants.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a decent tournament size. Like,
Yeah, I feel like Waz being on the summit will help with that.
Yeah.
Come next year.
Mm.
I just wanted to
I'm
body.
agreed. I'm in agreement.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't wait for that summit. I can't wait. I'm so tempted to take that weekend off.
Yeah, it's not this weekend. It's next weekend.
Yeah,
right?
next weekend.
It's Mother's Day.
Oh, it is too.
Oh God, we're like so close to BAM.
Yeah,
Yeah,
scary.
we are so close. It's weird.
Was there anything else you guys wanted to bring up?
No, I think the game is great. I think the game is healthy, and may it continue to be healthy and great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in agreement. And like, although it doesn't irk me as much, the only complaints I've really seen about are all single player modes.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, from a competitive standpoint, I'm very happy with the game. I don't think there's anything that I'm like, oh, this needs to be nerfed at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so good. And honestly, it's okay if your character is mid tier as long as they're viable.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
And I think that's a mindset we just need to get ourselves into. Like, your character doesn't need to be top tier, the best in the game. If they're viable, then that's good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Unless you are like a professional player actually competing for money on the regular, then I can understand having that mindset. But just play who you like.
Yeah.
Just play who you like.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are rounding up. But before we do, we are at that segment where I like to drill out guests with a few questions, and from the chat if anyone wants to ask them something. But I will start us off. This is a question for both of you. Do you guys have, in your whole fighting game tenure, do you have that one loss that's made you the most salty, or like the most heart wrenching loss you've ever had?
Ooh. Ooh. Josh, you want to go first?
I'm just thinking, like, I'm a fairly chill person. Like, I don't really get angry about my losses.
Mm-hmm.
And if I do, I kind of let it go before the end of the day.
Well, maybe not angry per se. Like, I'll give an example.
Like impactful.
Yeah, it's just there was like I'm the same. I take losses very well, but there was one match exhibition match I had with a good buddy of mine in Tekken that it kind of got built up very very highly, and wasn't afraid to lose. I just really wanted to win, just because of who it was and what was on the line, and I just lost it, and it was just like I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that match. It was just I think I wanted to quit Tekken afterwards.
Damn.
Okay, I've got two.
Mm-hmm.
I had to like really. One, I lost against at Evo 2013 or 2014. I can't remember when I went.
Mm-hmm.
I lost against Revolver to get into winners top 64.
Ooh.
And that was harsh. Because I lost because I dropped the combo.
Oh, the classic.
Oh man.
The classic.
I remember that one. And the second one that I can think of would be me losing against Falco at Shadowloo Showdown in Injustice 1. And I lost because I had a missed input and I did a teleport instead of like down back 3. I got down 3.
Oh no.
And I did an unsafe teleport right in his face and got punished for it.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
But like, those were 6 or 7. So, yeah. What about yourself, Harold?
Yeah.
I lose a lot, so there's a lot to choose from. But no, I think as far as like the most impactful is definitely losing to Noli at the very first ban. That was the biggest, most severe wake up call of, oh my god, this is what level everybody's at. You know, like that like really installed the bug within me. So I think as far as most impactful loss, like that, like I haven't had a loss where it's like I almost sort of didn't see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, except that one. You know what I mean? That was the one where it's like I'm never losing. I'm the best.
Mm-hmm.
And after that one, it was like, oh crap. You know, it was a gut punch, so to speak. But yeah, that's definitely the one that's like gonna hit me the most.
So another question I wanted to ask, you kind of answered it, Josh, because I actually didn't realize you had been to Evo before. Um, if you, I was just want to say, if there's an actual international event you wanted to attend, what would be on your radar?
For me,
You know, if either
I
of
had
you.
like I went into when I went to America, I went to CEO and I went to Evo.
Oh wow, you've
And
been to like two of the top three.
yeah, so CEO, I would love to go. That was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Evo was fun. It is a big tournament. You should go. Like, if you like fighting games, if you want to, it's a good environment to be in. It's a good atmosphere.
What year
But
did you go in? Sorry.
I went with Injustice 1. So this
Mm-hmm.
was like 2013.
Okay.
Jeez.
Oh wow, that's quite a while ago. I think you
Yeah.
might need a refresher one day. It's quite
Yeah.
it's quite it is evolved, so to speak.
Yeah. From what I hear, Evolution's run like a business now. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, it
games
has.
get done. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. I mean, my one
Um,
complaint. Okay, I'll let you chime in, Harold, and then I'll mention my thoughts regarding Evo.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say I haven't been to any of these.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been like I've been around Australia playing, but I
Mm-hmm.
haven't been out of Australia playing. In that sense, like I've heard a lot of good things about Combo Breaker. That would definitely be interesting
Mm-hmm.
and on my radar. But I mean, like I'm not sort of so into the game that
You would travel for
I
it.
want to do that. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, like don't get me wrong, I love the game.
Mm-hmm.
I love playing the game. I love playing in competitive scenarios, but definitely not. I feel as though and I think it'll linger for a very, very long time. And I don't think I'll ever get out of it. In that I don't feel good enough to combat them. Do you know what I mean? Like I'll happily watch them. I'll go there and like I'll commentate if they'll have me. I'll join them in their parties, whatever. But definitely feel like I'll just drown in pools. So if I
No,
gotta go there.
that's the worst mentality to have, man.
No, no, no. Well,
You've been
no,
in the fighting
because
game.
no. As in, like, I'll happily go there and like I'll pay for the entry. Do you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But like I'm not as dedicated as they are. You know what I
I
mean?
think
Like,
I think you'd be surprised at the makeup of players that makes up a tournament like Combo Breaker or
Mm.
Evo. You'd be very
Yeah.
no,
surprised.
I know. It's the same mentality that I preach to people who first join us, but it's more of a if I were to ever be like that, I know what Harold has to be. Do you know what I mean? Like I'd have to put in a lot more work than I do to do that.
All right, look, I
That
understand
sounds
what
like
you.
it sounds like a
No,
really bad answer.
no. Look, I know what you're saying, but just know that I I've had players like I'm not gonna name names just because I don't want to discredit anyone, but I've had players who are lesser than me skill wise on a variety of games across the board go to Evo, and it's more of like an experience than like you can go to Evo with a mentality of competing, but I recommend you go there to experience just like it's a spectacle. Yeah, you compete as well, but it's a spectacle. So
Yeah.
like
No,
Yeah,
no, no,
and that was
absolutely. Like I'll happily go there and be the tourist. But if I'm gonna go there and be the competitor, um, yeah, I don't think
Oh,
I'm
well,
ready
see,
for
well,
that.
I never go to Evo solely just to compete. I go there and like
Yeah.
have a holiday as well. Then I just so happen
Yeah.
to compete as well. Like, yeah.
yeah, that's the good mentality to have. And
Mhm.
honestly, I thought CEO was fun. Like I had more fun at CEO. I
Mhm.
thought like the environment and the atmosphere was more fun. It was less. I mean, this is ages ago, so
Mhm.
I don't know if it's changed a lot. It probably has. But
Well,
for me, CEO was more fun, and that obviously I want to win. But if I go to an international tournament, it's not because it's not necessarily to compete. It's to be in the environment,
mhm.
to be in On that note, though, I just thought of something.
Yeah.
I would love to go to Viennality.
Yeah, that'll actually be. I know Waz is going. He's very keen to go. But and it's. I don't know if it's more expensive for us or less expensive because it's Europe. But
It was about the same.
yeah. But Evo. Just my quick thoughts on Evo. Evo is like the mecca of fighting games. It's like the world championships. If you're into fighting games at all, like I feel like you need to do yourself a service and just go like once. But, as far as like I'm not gonna downplay Evo, but I'm gonna be straight up 100% honest. The areas in where CEO and 100% combo breaker trump Evo are in the realm of casuals. Because Evo is straight up a tournament, and the lack of casuals is very transparent. Combo breaker, you could be like, you can wake up 2 in the morning and like, I want to play someone because it's a 24-hour venue. And that is the appeal of Combo Breaker.
Oh, it's a 24-hour venue?
Yeah, 24-hour venue.
Sick.
Yeah, it is amazing. Can't wait. But yeah, I got a question from Kev in the chat for both of you guys. Do you think there will be a variety in the winners worldwide this season of MKX, since Sonic's basically won everything for MK?
I think Sonic's gonna win everything again.
Disagree. He did not win everything in Injustice, and he didn't win everything in MKX. There was decent competition. You guys don't remember Yomi, do you?
Yeah, dude, Yomi destroyed during the first like good while.
So I don't think saying that Sonic Fox was 100. Oh, when I say that, I'm not downplaying Sonic Fox. He's amazing. He's an incredibly good player, and he won a lot of tournaments. I'm just, when you go in with the mentality like Sonic Fox is untouchable, he never loses a tournament, he wins everything he competes in, I don't think that's exactly accurate. I reckon there are definitely people who were taking sets off him, and I think that we'll find that in MK11 as well. I think Sonic Fox will definitely dominate, but I do think we'll see the likes of Dragon, the likes of Honeybee. I think we'll see. I'm not even sure Slayer's playing, but I know Samij is playing. Rewind will play and they'll do well. Tweety will play, and I hope he does horribly. But...
that was a turnaround. No, I think Sonic has a speed advantage. Not speed advantage, but I think he has the speed.
In terms of learning.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Sonic learns so fucking quickly, and I that with the vulgarity of the swear word. He learns so quickly. It's not even funny. How like he'll pick up a character and game will release and he'll essentially win the first, say, 5 tournaments, right? And at that point it becomes all right. We'll play. It becomes a dice roll, so to speak. Like not a dice roll, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I think definitely Sonic will be a household name for the first, we'll say, 6 to 7 months of the game. I think, and then people will start chiming in.
I think it won't take that long. Honestly, I don't think it won't take that long at all. I think you're right in terms of the speed he learns at. So like he'll have a somewhat of an advantage. 6 months, I don't think so. I think the not just for us, like because we got the game.
6 months is a pretty
but I think worldwide the playing field is even, so to speak. A lot more. So I don't. Yeah. I think you'll see a variety, definitely.
I mean, like other people like Killer Shinnok and they're taking games off Sonic Fox. It's not one-sided.
Yeah.
Like if you watch their streams, they're not like Dragon's taking games off Sonic. Tweety's taking games off Sonic. It's not like he's untouchable, but by all means, this is not me saying that he's a bad player or he's overrated or overhyped. He's not overrated. He 100% deserves.
He's exactly where he is.
Yeah, he deserves all the praise and accolades that he's getting. You know, he's an exceptionally talented player, and he adapts very quickly. He learns quickly. He has just that creative mindset where he can think of combos and setups and just ways to apply them mid-game. But I think to say that the only name we'll be seeing is Sonic Fox is a bit not accurate.
Fair. I completely. I agree. but I still retain mine.
Yeah. Okay.
One more question for me, guys. This is in the spirit of rivalry. If there was one person you want to call out for an exhibition match in the Oz scene, who would it be?
Oh, it's this section.
Mm-hmm. We gotta spicing up the questions here.
Josh, you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
If there was any person that I feel I personally at some point
it can be
need
for any
to just
reason.
beat, I
Mhm.
just need to beat him once in the
Mhm.
face of a crowd. It's
Mhm.
Googie. That sounds terrible,
No,
but like,
no,
you
no.
know,
100%
like I
know where
feel
you're
like
coming from.
to me, Edison is like a mentor, but he's also my ultimate gate. And that one time I won a Rambat off of, I'll never forget that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it needs to be more grandiose than that.
Yeah.
So if there was anyone that I would just go, hey,
Mm-hmm.
oh, money match me for like $50, bro.
Holy shit! What kind of who was that impression of?
No,
Tana?
I just kind of did that person. But yeah, he would definitely be my nemesis gatekeeper. What about you, Josh?
Like, I don't money match people.
Oh,
Really.
it doesn't
Yeah,
have
no,
to
I don't either. I don't either. To
doesn't
be
have to
fair,
be.
I'm just
dude.
no. I'm not. I'm just trying to think. Like, I don't have beef with anyone in the scene. There's no one who I
It
particularly.
doesn't have to be beef. You can just like,
Yeah,
just
it's like a.
No. I know exactly what you're going for. Oh, I suppose I'd love to have a long set against Aaron,
There you go.
There you go.
but I don't think like. I'm not that. It's not a call out like a money match me thing. It's just like I would.
Yeah, I'm not asking.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
I'm
on that
asking.
scale.
It'd be harking back to like the Injustice days where we used to play long sets.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be
yeah.
fun. I'd like that. Yeah.
I got one more question from Site. Do you think the skill gap for new players versus experience will be harder to cover in this game? I think it will because MK11 so far seems way less mix heavy, more neutral
Yes,
based, and it generally
correct.
has less cheese to rely on than past
I
games.
100,000% agree with that. Like that's straight up the truth. Like the longer time goes on, the bigger the disparity of skill there's gonna be between us and someone who just comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Only because of the fact that the game has less. It's not empty. Like there are characters like Sonya who thrive on the mix, but as far as like the general gameplay of it, even Sonya, right, a mixed character still has to rely on that spacing foot speed that all the rest of the cast do. So I think having that skill early on and like growing that skill, it's gonna be really, really difficult to catch up to whoever has that skill already later on.
Yeah, I think in general this game has less ways to completely cheese out opponents who have no idea what they're doing. Like if you look at MKX, right? You could just pick Jackie, and against someone who didn't know, you could use two buttons and win.
And by the same token, a new player who learns Scorpion 50/50 could 50/50 a veteran player into Oblivion. You know what I mean, like there's nothing stopping that. There's no safeguards against that.
Well, yeah, and same, but I still think like Sonya is a very strong mixed character, and I think there are other characters like Jackie is not a traditionally strong mixed character, but her block pressure is such that you're not really reacting to it.
Yeah,
you have to kind of guess. So it's still mix. It's just a different kind of mix.
But I think as far as the rest of the game goes, like those two characters notwithstanding, I think even then with Sonya, you still have to reach the opponent, you know, and there's still that amount of space control because she doesn't have pokes. She has
her down three is pretty good.
Yeah, well, but outside of that, I think it's definitely a lot more neutral based game.
Oh, without a doubt. So no, it's definitely more neutral based.
No way. There's no way that a new player could just like come in with, say, whoever, and just overtake a player that has already been here for a while.
I don't think that I would not go that far. I would say that there's definitely.
I feel like I'm having all the controversial.
No, I don't think that. I don't think
like.
that
I wouldn't say that, Harold.
No, I'm not. I just disagree. I just don't think that the skill requirement for this game is such a high level that it would be
No,
insurmountable for someone coming in. So I don't think
I may have exaggerated in saying like untouchable, implying the untouchable, but I think there is a big skill disparity between someone who has legacy skill of neutral and someone who doesn't.
Yeah, I think learning
plays
neutral
a
will be
part.
difficult. I think learning neutral is difficult, but I think like someone's like, oh, people who played Injustice have such a large advantage in this game, and like, yeah, I think the legacy skill of the combo mechanic is important, but I don't think it's any more. But I don't think the legacy skill of neutral from Injustice is, say for instance, any more than the neutral from any other fighting game.
Yeah, exactly. I think if you understand fighting games, I think this game will come a little bit easier. But if your green is grass, like you go from Fortnite to this, yeah.
Well, yeah,
you're
but
gonna have a bit of trouble.
That's with any fighting game. Like I can't think of a single fighting game where if you've never played a fighting game, pick it up.
Yeah, but
you'll do really well straight away. Like every fighting game requires.
No, you're right.
Requires,
I was trying to think of one, but I couldn't.
Dive kick.
Yo, do you count dive kick? It's 2 buttons.
There's meta and mind games behind it. All right, guys. We're at the 2-hour mark. I'm just gonna quickly finish off with this question because I'm just gonna humor him. If you're a breakfast on tournament day guy, what are you usually having for breakfast?
Josh?
I'm not a breakfast on any normal day guy, so.
Okay.
Well, I wake up too early for breakfast.
Yeah, fair.
Alright,
are we talking
4? Who has breakfast at 4 in the morning?
Are we talking something I have to prepare, like buy groceries for the night before, or something I just eat?
Up to you.
The answer is bacon and eggs, dude.
Bacon and eggs it is, then. All right.
Full English breakfast.
All right. Scrambled for me. I hate runny eggs, so it's got to be scrambled.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of
runny eggs.
I
love runny eggs.
What's wrong with you guys? Oh, no.
What's wrong with us?
No.
Yeah. What's wrong with us? You're the minority here, sir.
Sad to say, but I think we are when it comes to worldwide, Harold. So let's stick together.
Oh man.
Let's stick together, especially people like ramen and whatnot. Anyway, we are ending it there. Guys, do you have any want to give some shout outs before we end this?
Shout outs to the Oz NRS scene. I mean, this is literally basically the point of the podcast at this point. Yeah. Shout outs to Abby.
Thank you.
Being a great host.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of love to you, Abby. I think shout outs to the top 3 that we've got in Melbourne and the top 3 for across the states as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Gugi, Nikki, and Kwa, like absolutely awesome performance, especially Nikki and Kwa, who, like I said before, like I alluded to before in the podcast, used simple characters. I don't want to say simple; it sounds bad meaning, but like very, very
traditional.
It's so impressive. It's so impressive to watch. Because like I actually went up to Nikki and asked her, I was like, this is crazy, dude. Like, how are you doing so well with Scorpion's like, yeah, it's just he just did it.
He's kind of a prodigy, isn't he?
Yeah, big shout outs to them. And lots of love to all the other NRS states as well.
Nice.
Yeah, that's just it.
We'll see you at BAM and hopefully in turn OHN. I'm not sure how big you guys are in the socials, but do you want to plug your socials if you have any?
I don't really have any.
I do not have socials.
All right, well we'll leave it there. If you want to,
very non-social.
All right, if you're in the if you're looking to join up with the Oz NRS scene, I highly recommend joining the Australian NRS Discord or the Facebook group. You'll get a lot of attention there if you're looking to learn the game or find people to play with. So definitely check out those resources.
Spooder will definitely help you out. Waz will help you out. All the Elder Gods in the Discord will help you out. So
just stay away from the evil ones. Like
and if you're a newer player who's looking to get better and just wants some online sets, just chuck me a PSN message. It's panic mode. Like I think it's written on the screen as panic mode. I'm usually really happy to give advice and play games.
Right.
I'm much the same as well.
Yeah, I think everyone's very helpful within the scene. Can't think of anyone that would knock anyone back. But yeah, on that note, we are done for the day, guys. Thanks again for jumping on. This was the
Thanks for
Beast,
having us.
Panic Mode, and Hazzles discussing Mortal Kombat. Hope you found that content very enthralling. Definitely would love to have you guys on at a later date. But yeah, we are calling it there. Thank you very much, guys. We will catch
Thank you.
you later.
No
Peace.
worries.
Laters.